Okay. All right. Well, welcome. Tonight is September 26th, and we haven't met for a little bit, so I'm really excited to have you guys on tonight. We're going to be talking about all things sponsoring, and you guys are in for a treat. We're going to have a panel of three ladies that are some of our top recruiters in our group. So we have some questions to ask them, and then we're also going to open up the chat for you guys to ask questions as well. We will try to get through all the questions. If not, we'll have them answer them, or someone answer them afterwards if we can't get through all the questions. But feel free to ask questions in the chat. Let's talk real quick about the importance of sponsoring. You guys, we can make some pretty decent money selling Scentsy, but you can make some really great money if you start building a team. And when you start building a team, you become a leader. And as you go up in the ladder, all of a sudden you start seeing really big checks. It might feel like a little chump change in the beginning, but after a while, you hit to star consultant and then superstar consultant, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, I've made $1,000 off my team, especially in the fall months and winter months. So it's really important that if you're wanting to make some decent money with this business, that you grow your team. And to grow your team, you have to sponsor and recruit. So we have Lisa Rainiak. She's gonna make sure she's unmuted. She's waving over there. And we have Kathy Young and we have Monica Ludd, who are on. So, Krista, do you want to say anything before we start asking questions?
I just want to say that I'm really excited about this. We could have asked so many people to join this call. We've had a great big jump and a lot of people who are growing their team. So I'm really excited to hear from some of these seasoned consultants that have varying join dates, and just some of their tips and tricks that are working for them right now. So yeah, this is going to be a great call and we hope you guys learn from it. Don't be afraid to use the chat over there. Like Dawn said, if we can't get your questions answered tonight, because it's a half an hour, we will come back and do our best to answer them a little later on.
Yep. And at the end of the call, we are going to do a giveaway. So we'll be giving away some gift cards. Oh, we have someone waving over there. Hi.
Oh,
hi, cutie.
God, cute.
Tiffany's. Tiffany's little baby. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to ask Monica first. Can you let us know, in the last maybe 2 months, how many people have you recruited total?
I wasn't on our list, Dawn.
You weren't on the what?
That wasn't on our list of questions.
I know.
To have ready.
I meant to write it down and I didn't.
I don't know, to be honest. Between reinstatements and new people, I think I have at least 5 or more.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say it was at least 3 or 4.
I know, I was thinking 4 or 5 for some reason, but
yeah. So I'm going to ask you your first question. Have you always been a good recruiter, or did something happen along the way that caused you to get better?
For me, sorry, we got a lot going on, and I try to take notes and everything else. Let me know if the wind is too loud for you guys, because it's windy here.
You're good.
Oh shoot. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up my notes. It's 6 o'clock here, so it's dinner time, and so it makes things a little bit more chaotic.
I totally get it. Do you want me to come back to you?
No, I just got it pulled up.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the first things that I got told when I joined in 2020 was to always shoot for 2,000 PRV and 2 recruits per month, or 2 new team members. And so that's what I did. I just took the suggestion and went for it. There wasn't really I wasn't necessarily good at it in the beginning, but the more that I tried and the more experience I got from it, the better I got at it.
What do you think you tweaked that helped you to get better?
Um, just the experience of doing it and not being like in the beginning, you're like, well, I don't know who I'm going to ask. I don't know how to word it and everything else. And just over time, you just get more comfortable with yourself and being in that position.
Yeah.
Like the first time you make macaroni and cheese, right? You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. But then like 5 times later, you're like, all right, I totally know, like you don't need to read the instructions on the box.
Yeah, so true. And I think it helps too when your mindset's a little different. Like in the beginning, I think, and even sometimes I get caught up in thinking like, oh, I'm just going to be bothering that person to ask. But really, it's a blessing. And why are we limiting our own beliefs on that person, you know?
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Lisa.
I
Oh,
have
go
a
ahead.
question. Can I ask you another question too, Monica? Like I just, based on what you said, I'm curious. Do you have a specific like profile of person that you focus on asking, or would you say that you just leave the invitation open and you're one of these people that you know you would like offer Scentsy to someone who doesn't even know what Scentsy is?
Definitely someone who would offer Scentsy to someone who doesn't know what Scentsy is. I had a neighbor who'd never used Scentsy before. Her husband, she was a stay-at-home mom. Her and her husband and her kids were struggling, and I was like, well, I have a free kit. Do you want it? Like, I'll help you make some money. And she's like, sure. She had no idea what Scentsy was.
That's awesome. That is really cool. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Okay, kudos. It's nice to hear. Like, you know, you're looking at the profile of a person who is in need of income and you're not afraid to offer it. So I hope you all heard that.
Yeah, and
That
it's not just those aren't the only people that I go for though, if that makes sense. Like, I recently got a recruit at the county fair that I had a Scentsy booth at, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I just love Scentsy so much," and she bought like over $100 worth of stuff from me, and then I turned around and was like, well, like you could get a discount on this. You don't have to pay retail price. You know that, right? And she's like, yeah, but I don't want to build a business. And I was like, that's fine. Like just buy your own stuff and get the discount and get your own free stuff. And she joined that night on my phone, sitting there in my vendor booth.
That's awesome.
that's really cool. That's really cool.
I
Okay.
love that. You just shared two different ways that you got new recruits, really, at a fair and just randomly talking to your neighbor. That's awesome. Okay, so let's see, Lisa. What would you say is your number one thing you're doing right now to get more recruits?
Parties.
Party.
Most of the recruits, even since I've joined, I would say 90% of my recruits since I've joined were from parties or party hosts that I would flip a party to them. The last couple months, the ones I've recruited, a couple were reinstatements, but the ones that were not reinstatements were actual customers of mine who had been buying. One just jumped in and said, all right, how do I do this? Because my husband is always gone for work and I'm tired of just sitting at home by myself. And she homeschools her son who's autistic. So she doesn't work since she homeschools him, whatever. So she wanted something to do when she wasn't schooling. He's gone on the road. He's a semi driver. So she actually was my surprise recruit because she's been buying since I started and never ever had an interest in ever joining, and just out of the blue just said, okay, I want to do this. But most of my recruits I find are really like the hosts. Before we close their party, when I tell them like how much they're getting free and half price, how much they could be making back, how much they don't have to spend when you're a consultant, that they can just build those orders onto a party themselves and get them for free and not even discounted. At that point, they're not even discounted, they're past the discount.
Yeah. So are you, when you do that, are you writing it down? I've seen some like people write it on like a check or,
Nope.
or
I
you're
just type it all
talking
out
to
at the
them.
end. Yep. It's usually
Okay.
like in a conversation or in a chat that, okay, you have this much free, you have this much half price. This is how much it would cost you retail. If you were to join and we flip this party to you, this is how much you would make, plus get this free and these half off. Going forward, you could be getting this much free per party. That's $500, and you wouldn't have to be buying any of it for yourself.
And you
love
write and you write it all down so that they can see
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah. So I break it down.
let's back that up for people who maybe don't understand this whole idea of flipping a party. It's very important, and what Lisa's saying here is super important. You can actually do a party with someone, and you can offer that entire party sale to the new consultant if she chooses to become a consultant. So she's a host. She's going to get all of her free products, all of her half offs. She's going to buy the kit, but if you flip those orders to her, the orders from the party that night, you can add up all those orders, and that consultant is making money. Like she's making money off. That's like her launch party. Like you just did that that host turning consultants launch party. And so Lisa, that's how you're getting a lot of your people right now. Is that
That's most of mine.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
did have one that joined on a free kit. And then, no, actually, she was going to join on a free kit. And then her husband had decided to not join on the free kit, to have her do the $99 kit. So she got that enhanced kit with the gnome warmer and everything, so that she had some supplies to start. Both of my new recruits, I've had 3 that have never sold that joined in the last month and a half. 2 of them have already signed up for vendor fairs. One has already had her first vendor fair, is already almost hitting sensational start level 1, and already has 3 people that she's had conversations with about joining. So
Wow.
she's already like, and she was my unexpected one that came to me and said, okay, how do I do this?
That's so
I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go on all these trips I see you on. I want to do this. What do I need to do? So
Yeah.
she's like busting her butt. She had business cards made, everything. Like she didn't hesitate. She didn't wait. She didn't ease into it. She just jumped in head first.
That's awesome.
That's
They're
great.
not all like that, but hey, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just never know.
no.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's an interesting thing too, because I think a lot of times if you're recruiting a lot, what Lisa's telling you is this is somebody who jumped right in and like took the, the reins, and she's just running with it super quick. And sometimes you have to really encourage people and really help them a lot more than that. So don't think everybody's going to be like Lisa's rock star. You got different types. So
No,
and
I
that's
have one
part
who joined and hasn't done anything at
Yeah.
all since she
Yeah.
joined. So, you know,
Which
you
is always
win
awesome.
some, you lose
Yeah.
some.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's super cool. Do you have a monthly recruiting goal, Lisa? Do you have like a
No.
goal that you?
Nope. I just wing it all. I do a party. I always ask the host. If the host refuses it and doesn't want to do it, I will ask her if there's any guests that she knows of that would be interested or might want to do it. And then I also post in the party, obviously, that, you know, they could become a consultant, whatever, and kind of get other people. But I don't really set a goal. I kind of feel like if I set myself a goal, then I let myself down if I don't hit the goal. So it's just find it easier if I just kind of wing it and go with it. And when I get it, then I get that much more excited, as opposed to, well, I got one down, I still need one more.
Well,
You know,
you're actually, though, you're being intentional, though you don't realize that you're just not setting yourself up because you're competitive. So you don't want to
right.
be let down, but you're intentional because you are working at, you're having conversations, you're inviting people, you're asking, to me, it's not really winging it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's key. You're definitely.
I don't really post it though, like a lot, like even like in my VIP group or personal page. Like I am more the one-on-one conversation person for parties, for everything. Like I'll post it here and there, but I'm not one that just like every other day or every week throw up a post of join my team, this is why. Like I'd rather have that personal connection and have that conversation as opposed to just putting it all over Facebook.
I have a question, Lisa.
Yes.
Do you do a lot of parties for other people that sell other stuff?
What do you mean? That's all our stuff.
Yeah, like, cause like I feel like if people buy from me, they're generally, or buy a lot from me, they're generally people that also sell other things like Usborne or like other stuff like that.
I have a few, but not a lot. Like my best friend sells Tastefully Simple. We'll do party swap just because we have the same kind of um businesses, you know, as far as how they run. Um, but for the most part, no, most of my people aren't. I will say the one girl that did sign up quit Color Street to join Scentsy.
Good job.
That's
She just signed
awesome.
up for her first vendor for her. That was the one whose husband said, nope, buy the big kit. She quit Color Street and she said, I want to do Scentsy. I was like, whoa. She's like, I've been thinking about it for a while. But most of my people are usually just from, most of my recruits have been from parties, have been customers that had parties. Maybe it was a first time party, and then I've just flipped them. That flipping a party is pretty enticing to people to really think about it if they hadn't even thought about joining. Like once they realize that they can get the discount, they get the kit, even if they get the kit for free or minimal, and then still get the half off items and possibly anything extra free, and then still make money on it. That's hard to say no to. It's a lot harder to say no to that than say, hey, you want to join my team? It costs $100, or you can get a kit for $60. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa. We might come back around. We're running out of time. This 30 minutes goes by really fast. But we have Kathy too. But Kathy, I wanted to ask you what the same question, because I think it's important, is what is the number one thing you're doing right now to get more recruits?
And how many recruits have you had, Kathy? Because I feel like Kathy's had a lot of recruits.
I haven't recruited in quite a while, and in August I ended up having 4 recruits. I've had 1 in September so far, 1 reinstate, with an additional possible reinstate, so that would give me 3 for September. My goal that I set for myself when I found out where the trip was going to be, that I wanted to have 3 in August, 3 in September, 3 in November, 3 in December, because I did the little chart to figure out how I'm going to Hawaii. It's not a if I make it, it's a I am going to Hawaii. So I had to figure out my game plan. How many points do I need? How am I going to get those points? So based on my being paid a title and how many recruits and my PRB, and I realized like I'm going to need 12 recruits. So August, September, October, and November, I need to have 3 recruits a month in order to get the points I need to get my husband and I there. And the number one thing I'm doing to get recruits, I always do a really big event in August. I do a county fair, and I ended up getting all 4 of my recruits in August were from that fair. So I did it a few years ago to where I brought a kit and set it up in my event of stuff that I'm selling, but I had a kit on the table so people could actually see all of the items that come in the kit. The warmer, the bag of testers, the transition testers, the catalogs, the product sheets, the little tote bag, the stickers, everything. I ended up buying, thankfully, that they were in the consultant store, but like the little butterfly thing and all of that, with all the Luna, the little Luna things. So, but I think for people to see it, I'm personally a visual person. The first Scentsy catalog I ever looked at, I think I looked through probably 12 times the first day and 12 times the next day. Like I was just flipping. So I'm a hands-on person, and I know a lot of people like just to see everything you get. And then especially this time with getting the witch and the little bag of bars as well. I had a lot of people asking about that witch warmer. I'm like, well, she's a $65 value, but you could get her and this bag of bars, which is a $30 value, because I mean, granted, we get it for 25, but the bars are $6 each. I said, so this is a $95 value, and you get it free with your $99 kit where you get all of this. And that was kind of the turning point for a lot of people. And actually, I got 5 because the one that signed up in September, she was actually from the fair as well.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That doesn't it make you guys want to go do a vendor event? I'm not big on vendor events, but I'm like, and that's
Well,
pretty
and I've already decided I have like two more set up for this fall that I'm the person that's getting in, and I've already decided I will have room on my table for a kit. Because you go to these events to make sales. You go to these events to network. You go to these events so that you can get parties and recruits. Well, if I'm not taking the materials that I need to get recruits, because let's be real, that's the number one reason you should be doing these events is to get recruits. The second reason should be for parties and hosts. And the third reason should be for the sales. That should not be your first reason for doing the events.
Yep. I love that, but that isn't how you started, right, Kathy?
That is not how I started at all.
Okay, so what is your number one, for somebody who's ready to just up their game and really get busy recruiting? Because I think that we all want to, but that we kind of get in our head. And like, I know when I do a vendor show, a lot of times I'm like thinking sell, sell, sell. It took me a while to flip that and realize I want to book parties. I want to get more people. I want to get people to join. But like, what is the number one thing that you would tell someone just starting out in this business?
A brand new consultant, so they've already joined?
They've just joined. Yeah.
I've actually already been telling well, I've been talking to the 4 people. I haven't had a chance to talk to the 5th person because they haven't returned my call yet, but she's already certified. Whoop, whoop. But the 4 people that I have talked to that have signed up, I've told all of them, do not do what I have. Do not have inventory on hand. If you want to have any inventory on hand, everything you have on hand needs to fit in one tote. So that you've got like light bulbs or you've got a mini warmer and a handful of bars or whatever. But I didn't know any better, and I did a fundraiser and I had $700 in free product and 4 half price items. I'm like, ooh, I can get product to have on hand. And then I did it again. And then I did it again. And then I had all this stuff and I kind of went, oh my gosh, well now I got to get shelving units and now I got to get storage and now I got it like, so I literally was like, do not do what I did. Order like your free and your half price stuff. If use your outside orders that you're getting to get your customer stuff for free and half price. If you personally don't need anything, or you don't need something that you're going to want to use to give away as a gift, like the scent circles that, every waitress, every whatever. My number one thing that I would tell people is this business was designed for you to not have stock on hand. If you plan on doing events, find a consultant you can borrow stock from, and then whatever you sell, you just replace it and you give it back. And you're not putting that money out front, and you don't have to try to sell it and pray that you're going to sell it. And if it doesn't sell, then you got to figure out a way to pay off your credit card. But that would be the number one thing I would tell them. Do not back
go in
yourself
debt
into
your
a
first
corner
month.
and have stock.
Well, I think it really speaks volume to it's about the networking. It's not about the product. It's about the networking. Because if you're doing the networking, people are going to want to buy from you, no matter if you have it on hand and if they have to wait a little bit and they want to buy. And if they really like you, they're going to host with you. And, if they really, really like you and they love this product, they're going to want to join your team.
And when I first started out and I didn't, the first year and a half, I didn't really have stock on hand. It was when I started doing fundraisers. That's when it got crazy. But all of my customers, I tell them too, when they go to place an order with me. So, hey, and this is back when it was $150. So it was $150 to put in for a party. And I think it was it $400 for the free shipping? I'm trying to remember how it was, but I know it was like 150 and then I think 300 and then 400 maybe, where now it's like now it's 200, 350, 500. But I would let my customers know, oh my gosh, okay, thank you so much for your order. I have an option for you though. If you're willing to wait a couple weeks so I can try to combine more orders to get the free shipping, would you be interested in waiting? 9 times out of 10, my customers are like, oh yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait and get that free shipping. But I let them know I might not get enough orders to get the free shipping, but 9 times out of 10, they're willing to wait for that free shipping. And then I'm putting in a party and now I'm getting free and half price. So if you have, like right now, it's 200 is your party. Well, if you've got a $200 party, you're going to be putting in, shoot for $300 in orders, because now you can take that extra $100 and put it in, a couple of the orders in for free and half price.
Love that. Okay, well, we are at 8:30 and I want to ask one more question before we do our giveaway. And if you ladies, the three of you can just be real quick with this wording. Something just flew in my face. So I just wanted to know, like, could you do a quick blurb on like how you would talk me into selling? What would you say to me if I was a customer that came to your booth or a customer at your party? What would you say to me? Some wording.
Have you ever thought of selling Scentsy? This month it's only $40 and I think you would be great at it because fill in
Love
the
that.
blank. That's
Boom.
it.
Lisa,
I've lost
that's
people because I've had
not too
diarrhea.
much. Yeah, no diarrhea mouth.
Yeah, that was one
Straightforward
sentence,
to the point.
one or two sentences, boom,
Yeah.
loved it.
Yep. You got to be straightforward to the point.
Yeah, the same. Monica, what would you say?
Yeah, the same thing. I try to keep my responses 20 words or less. That way I don't word vomit on people.
Mhm.
Just keep it easy peasy.
I
Yeah,
love it. Can I
Think
just
of
do
words then.
one more follow-up thing, because that's so good, but like, I know we're running a little bit behind. If I say, no, I don't think I'm interested.
Are you sure?
I then give them my business card and get their information and say, well, let's revisit this again.
For me, I would say, well, Chris, why are you not like what questions do you have about this? Let's figure this out because I really
will like it. I don't think he'll want me to do it.
well, girl, you gotta do it for yourself. It ain't about him.
If you ever change your mind, I'm a lifer. I'll be doing this forever. So if you ever change your mind, you know where to find me.
The point is just be ready for the no. Like, it's okay. And it's good to hear different responses on like how people handle it. Like, and I will tell you, I've had people say no to me and I continue to ask them at other times and it's always similar to what Kathy says. I just think you'd be great at this. We have a great deal right now. If you're interested, I have to reach out and let you know because I think you'd be great at it.
yeah,
I've had people, it's taken them 10, 11, 12 times of telling me no. And then they finally join and they kick ass and they do really good.
Mhm.
So don't give up on people.
I think the key though is to not pressure them. I had a Mary Kay lady when I was 18. She hounded me. I'm not even kidding me. I'm sure she stalked my
Mhm.
house. Like she was like, I just would love to have you on my team. And she kept saying it and kept saying it and kept saying it. And I'm finally like, fine, I'll do it. And maybe it'll make you leave me alone. And I signed up and it was a regret. I regretted doing it because I just wasn't good for me at the time. And I had to go into debt to do it. Anyway, another story, another time. But all that to say is don't be pressury, just do it out of care and love. But always, like I always tell people, hey, listen, I'm not going to pressure you. Just know that I just care about you and I'm here to answer any questions that you have. And on occasion, if there's a deal going on, I'll let you know. Stuff like that. So people, but yeah, continually asking them, but just make sure you're not pressury because that can really be a turnoff. He's so cute. Okay, so Chris, I have numbers 1 through 16.
Oh, good, you did it already.
Yeah. So if you can, I just don't know who the first iPhone is. With the blonde.
Amanda Pace is one of the iPhones.
Which one?
Amanda Pace is one of the iPhones.
Can you wave Amanda Pace?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that-
having issues with my sign in on Zoom.
Okay. No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I had the right name. And then the other iPhone, I don't know, you're probably not over there. With blonde hair and glasses,
kind of a peach shirt.
pink shirt.
Yeah.
flower shirt.
Can you tell us who you are?
Kristen.
Kristen.
Kristen
Okay, what's your last name, Kristen?
Haller.
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 Hi, Kristen.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Kristen Paller.
Haller.
Haller.
Oh.
Haller.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure I had it down right. So if we-
Don, do you remember when you joined Scentsy too? We talked on the phone. One of your big hangups was your Mary Kay experience, and you were afraid that you were going to join another Mary Kay cult.
yeah.
It was like a big deal. Like she's on the phone with me, like really worried about it.
Yeah, I was traumatized by that. That
I'm
lady.
like, no, you don't have to buy like $2,000 worth of Scentsy product.
No, I think I bought 5,000 and I had to get a loan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we didn't
no.
buy $5,000 worth of Scentsy. You bought it in Mary Kay. Sorry.
No,
about
no, yeah, no.
Sorry for your
It
trouble
was,
there.
it was very traumatic. I've gone to counseling. I'm good now. Okay, so number from 1 to 16, let's do 2, and then we'll send some gifts out to the ladies that shared tonight as well.
I like
Okay,
it.
so tell me 2 numbers.
Oh, 2 numbers. I'm gonna do number 8.
Okay, and
I'll do number 11.
where'd that go? Oh, okay. So number 8 is Michelle Slade. Woo, woo.
Yay, Michelle.
Yay. And then number 11 was Talia.
Hey,
job, Talia.
congratulations,
So glad
guys.
you all joined us tonight. And we will let you, I think we already have next month's figured out what the date of our next call is, but I just don't remember it off the top of my head. But please join us because we love to see you guys, and just know we're here for you. And anytime you need to reach out, please do. So thanks for joining us tonight.
And thanks if you guys have
Oh,
questions
and thanks,
about recruiting,
Kathy.
let us know.
Yes, and thanks to Kathy and Lisa and Monica. You guys are awesome. And anybody that's a director and above, please join us on our next call, which is now a different link though. So go to that link. We have another call going on for directors.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.